What's up guys, Coach Kyle back here. I'm Max Out. Today, we're gonna do a little bit of a mix-up. We're gonna do some cardio, but what I like to do this is called a buildings block workout. We're gonna hit segments of our body, again, upper body, lower body, a little bit of a compound mixed together, upper and lower, and some core, and we're gonna break them up into 15-minute rounds. I like to do these timed workouts sometimes because I feel that it pushes you a little bit more than just going to your regular set and round. Now we're gonna do a little less reps per each exercise, so that means you can go a little bit heavier within this. By the end of it, we're looking to get that cardio, but we're also looking to get that strength component because we're doing less reps per exercises and moving on through to the next muscle group, which is gonna give you the nice amount of time to get that rest to be able to keep that heavy weight or even go up a little bit. So don't be afraid to change weights as we go through this program. And again, it's a building block. So I would actually like, as you go through each round, maybe 3 or 4 times within that 15-minute block, change your weights. Maybe go a little bit light, maybe go a little bit heavier, slow it down. Find different ways to confuse those muscles in that body because that's the best way to get training, all fully functional all the time. So pay attention, the first round we're gonna go through is our upper body. All right guys, round one. So first round one, we're gonna do a starfish out of water. A starfish out of water is just like a Superman, but you're gonna open up those arms into more of a wide X fashion. You're trying to create a big X on the ground, AKA that star. And then we're gonna come up and come down, and we're gonna do that 8 times. Also, this round, everything's 8. Everything is 8. Second, we are going to be doing a chair knee dip crunch. You're going to come up in an extended dip between your 2 chairs, making sure we keep our head and frame up and out. And then you're gonna elevate those knees up into a crunch. So you're trying to hold this one as long as you can, but we're looking for 8 for 3 to 4 second reps on this. Number 3, we're looking for single dumbbell goblet curls. You're gonna grab 1 dumbbell. This is harder than a traditional curl, and you wanna make sure that you get a good squeeze at the top. So you're gonna grab that dumbbell like a goblet up and underneath, and you're gonna hold it. And then when you come up into that full squeeze, you're gonna make sure that you overextend, almost pushing those elbows out in front of you and creating what I like to call that cramp in the bicep. It really creates that ball pocket and socket, and then fully extend and lower. Remember to fully extend and to fully squeeze this exercise. That's the best benefit. And you're doing another set of 8 there. Then we're gonna drop down to our knees. When we drop down to our knees, one of my favorite things is you can change everything by tucking your toes. So what I mean by that is by my back heel here, we're gonna take our toes, we're gonna tuck them in, and then we're gonna create ourselves into a good hip push forward and a lean back about maybe 10 to 15 degrees. You're looking like you're almost gonna be doing a limbo, but what that does is gonna activate your quads, it's gonna activate that core, hip flexors, your shoulders, and because you're a little lean back, your chest, when before we were all just going to be doing a shoulder press. Last, we're gonna come down and do a wide open base push-up. For our open base push-up, if you have yoga blocks or you have 2 books, it's a great way to just put them up and drop down in a little bit further, but we're trying to create our elbows to go a little bit out instead of tucked in. For this one, we are going to go to a nice set of 8 slow, and if you can, remember to squeeze and pinch that chest coming up. You will get way more effectiveness if you drive the inside, or aka the heel of that palm, towards together, almost like you're holding a weight clapped in front of you. All right, guys, 8 reps each exercise, first round. Upper body, let's go. All right guys, that upper body round was good, but now we're gonna hit those legs heavy and hard. So our first exercise is probably one of my favorite. We're gonna do a weighted sumo front squat. Again, when we do these front squats, that means that we want that weight drawn out in front of us with our elbows up and off that body. That weight out in front of us and elbows off will create that push down and in. That's gonna make us really need to activate that core to keep us going straight up without that hinge in those hips. But 8 sumo front squats, good wide stance, positioning ourselves, make sure we release those hips forward. Exercise 2, we're gonna lay down on the ground, supinating style on our back. If you'd like to elevate on this, you can, but we're gonna do a single leg hip up. The most important part about this is if you're elevating and you're pushing that hip up and you cannot come up to a flat top from your hips going to your thighs, you need to take that elevation away. But nice, hard, strong push through, driving that heel down and that toe up, 8 single leg hip ups on each side. Coming back up to those standing position, we're gonna go into a new little exercise for those quads. We've been doing a lot lately just because a lot of people have been asking about how we can get some quad activation without a lot of weights. We're gonna do some sissy squats. So grab a rail, grab a chair, position yourself close to it, come up on your toes, and we're gonna go into that limbo type of action and function by drawing our knees down to the ground and trying to keep ourselves square and up, or actually hinge backwards a little bit. Make sure that we push all the way through and extend those legs and lock out at the top. Give a good squeeze and come back down, because that's gonna be about 10% of that exercise. But stay in control, don't fall. This is a balance one, be careful. Sissy squats, 8. From there, you're gonna pick up some weights. This is going to be a little mixture of that upper and lower together to keep some of that blood flowing, going to where we were before. We're gonna do thrusters. You're gonna grab dumbbells and a hammered rack position to your shoulders, and into a quarter squat with an explosive power push through those legs. You are going to thrust those weights up, pop overhead, and then slowly lower back down to that rack position on your shoulders, and then slow come down to that half and pop back up. This is not a quick, fast function exercise. Slow down, pop up. 8 thrusters. Last through this round, we're gonna go back to those quads and we're gonna find a chair. We've done an isolated crunch dumbbell leg extension before. Today, we're gonna focus on those legs. So you're gonna grab a dumbbell, you're gonna put it between those toes while you're in a seated position and your legs extended out in front of you. And you're gonna slowly kick out those legs to a full locked out quad extension. Hold for a good 1, 2, and retract back down. Again, good squeeze, set of 8. Round 2, all legs, feel the fire, let's go. All right guys, so our first round, upper body, second round, lower body. What do you think we're gonna do for that third? We're gonna combine them together and we're gonna do this, some compound movements here. So our first exercise, very methodical, slow, controlled, single leg RDL to row. Again, this is a balance exercise. If you cannot hold that up, stabilized in a good, efficient way, keep that back toe grounded. You're not putting all that weight on that back toe, but you're using it as a stable point. So position yourself, control, hinge at the hip, keep that weight close to the leg. This is a hard exercise, so keep that light weight coming until you get that balance and control right, and then bring it up from there. Single leg RDL to row, 8. Second, if you guys have been following us, either through the core challenge or pretty much any of the Zoom workouts and activities this last couple weeks, we're gonna be doing a half Turkish getup. Again, form, function first here. You're gonna do that L sit with a weighted overhead extension, positioning that heel underneath that active arm hip. Then you're going to drive that hip up, position yourself into a full hip thrust, slowly lower that hip back down, bringing that leg back to the center line, and then transitioning a nice slow roll with that arm extended high overhead like a tree, as we've talked, holding that big old plate of glasses of water so it doesn't fall on you. Steady, control, set of 8. Exercise number 3, we're going to do a chair close push-up to a double knee drive. Grab a bench, a chair, but we wanna make sure that our arms are positioned on the outsides. So our palms should be facing each other during this push-up. We wanna keep our elbows tightly drawn in. You will come down into an elevated push-up, go back up, and then lower down halfway, and then do 2 mountain climber, AKA, or knee drives with a good squeeze, and then transition back up. This is a tough one, don't underestimate it. We are doing these 3 exercises straight through for 15 minutes. Let's go. All right guys, so great workout. I wanna make sure that you guys still know that we're coming to you live all the time. If you guys are a Max Out member and have the MindBody app, and if you don't, but you've seen us on MindBody, we will now have all of our trainings and workouts that we just done. They're accessible for you. So find what you want. And maybe you don't want to do a live class with us all at that, but there's something there for everybody. So check it out. When you become a member, then you get to see everything. We have a lot going on, guys. Nutritional things coming out here this week by Spencer. If you saw the first one, he's going to extend a little bit more on what those macros and how you can actually really understand how to develop your own nutritional program, because everybody is different. And there's a simpler way to do it. He's gonna give it to you. So pay attention In about 10 minutes, you may be able to change your eating patterns for the next couple months and come out of this on top, but that's up to you. All right, guys, overall, stay hydrated, stay focused, stay in control of your body. There's a lot going on between these exercises that if you do slip or you do try too hard and you're not ready for it, well, it's gonna take you out of the game and you can't get better and we can't help you if we've already put you behind. Listen to yourself, but at the same time, let's get after it. Good job, guys.